it live? Is it live? Is it live?
From Ruffino's on Highland Road, welcome to the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegrove, Jimmy Ott. Jordan Kenton's back in the studio. And, of course, our panel of pickers on Friday, Chris Massaro, Bruce Marshall, Troy Macker from Bet Rivers will be with us today. And good-looking day here in Baton Rouge. Sunshine.
It's a good-looking day.
Really
good-looking day in Hawaii, too.
Good-looking day in Hawaii. Oh, you watching golf?
Just getting ready to start,
Getting
man.
ready to tee off.
It's that time of the year. Well, we're getting to that time of the year.
Yeah, first tournament of the PGA season. We got that. Big weekend. The NFL divisional round. Some terrific matchups there. Lane Kiffin continues to roll in the portal.
King?
Two more. Man, they may have to name the portal after him after this year. Two more commitments since we signed off yesterday.
London?
One of them,
Okay.
one of them, a depth piece lineman from Nichols, a tight end from Oregon, named Zach Grace, who is a really nice-looking player, played every game for Oregon this year. And we expect before the weekend is over, multiple more commitments. It looks like this number may end up way closer to 40 than to 30. And I've kind of given up trying to pinpoint a number because they just keep rolling in here. The portal closes today, but only for entries, not for signees. That's a question a lot of people have. You can't put your name in the portal after today, but you can sign whenever you want. You've still got another week and change, I think, until LSU's late admissions are done for the spring semester. So they've got some time. Jordan Seaton, of course, is the big name that everybody's watching this weekend. Will he get to Baton Rouge? We're
What
watching
you think,
that.
Charlie? What's crystal ball?
At this point, he was at Mississippi State yesterday.
Come on, man.
Oh, you know why?
Come on.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you why. I don't expect him to sign there. His old coach, Phil Lodeholt, that's the name we know.
Vikings, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and his offensive line coach at Colorado is now at Mississippi State. And so he took a visit over there. If he signed with Mississippi State, I would be shocked. But he took a visit over there to see his old coach. Lodeholt was a one-time Nick Saban commitment at LSU. You remember that deal?
Yeah, he couldn't get the grades.
Yeah, that was back when academics mattered in college. And the Big 12 was a little bit more lenient than the Southeastern Conference back then. Anyway, Seaton went to see Lodeholt yesterday. We'll see. But there's multiple other offensive linemen, including one from Ole Miss, that they are targeting. Another wide receiver.
We've got to trade some of the wide receivers. We should have done that last year, right?
He's at, I think there's 11 on the roster right now. He lost all but one. Kyle Parker, former Tiger, signed with Ohio State yesterday. Of course, Cortez Hankton was the wide receivers coach here last few years and is now the receivers coach at Ohio State. So Parker followed him up there. But no, there's only the one. The one kid, Phillip, was the only one that stayed. So they had to completely redo that room. They have. So the Lane train continues to move. We'll see if anything pops during the show today. You never know. Big weekend of college basketball as well. We'll get to some of those games. A lot of the lines are out early today.
Well, but the select games.
Yeah. The ones we want to talk about anyway.
Yeah, the more high volume games. Yeah.
The ones that some of the smaller schools where they want to try to point shave, those won't be out till later today, right?
No.
All right, so you buy in. Maybe I'm just a little bit gun shy about oblique injuries. Can't imagine why around here, but it did catch my attention yesterday when Sam Darnold left practice when they were throwing on air. This was not a contact drill. This was not anything like that. Was just basically throwing routes to receivers and felt a little something and went in and missed the rest of practice. Seahawks listed him as a limited participant. Now, Jimmy, this could be nothing, and certainly the line has not moved, you told me just before we went on.
Has not.
So
7 minus 10 went both ways, most places.
So at this point, nobody thinks that anything is up. But an oblique injury, and Sam Darnold has a pretty sketchy record in some of these big games. What do you – is this something or is this nothing?
Oh, it's something. And And would when people break this game, where it's played, what happened the last time these two teams played, it was kind of a mismatch, and the mounting injuries on San Francisco. A lot of people, when they say, well, what's the most expected path for victory for San Francisco? Sam Darnold struggling. I mean, that would give them a chance. And so, a guy that he doesn't have a playoff win, does he? That was the only one he played in last year
As a starter, yeah.
Yeah. So the last year, I mean, the game of the last regular season game last year in Detroit, he was terrible. Playoff game in Phoenix against the Rams because they moved to the Fires, he was horrible. This year, I mean, that Thursday night game, which is probably the game of the year in the NFL, he had to make some big plays, to win that game, including now it was just coincidental that Seattle. A tie does him no good. A tie hurts him way worse than almost as much as a loss. And they wouldn't have won it if they would have tied. So they're forced to go for two when they score a touchdown. But still, he had to do it, and he did it. And so this, against a team from the division, this age, he comes off as a big having a lot of success and something to build some confidence off of. As bad as they beat San Francisco in San Francisco, he didn't do too much. 13-3. They got to score more than one touchdown there. But no, he's not. His approach, he is not immune to performing poorly tomorrow night. And having some jitters, and we don't know what you're going to get out of Sam Darnold tomorrow.
The Seahawks did dominate that game in San Francisco. They had more than twice as many yards. They had more than twice as many first downs. And San Francisco only turned the ball over once, and it ended up 13-3. You dominate the game on a yardstick like that, and you really ought to have – they went to the fourth quarter, a one-score game. Seattle kicked a field goal early in the fourth quarter, and that was it.
Rohan's helping me out.
Go ahead.
He said it's something.
Okay. I think it is. Like I said, maybe I'm a little gun-shy with the oblique injury, which we fought all year with Nussmeier.
And who said Rohan never passed the ball when he played high school basketball? Dish.
I have never seen Rohan film playing high school basketball. But, Jimmy, San Francisco played their people, minus Trent Williams, in that game. And Trent Williams is a big deal.
Sure.
You get a double yardage advantage, a double first down advantage, and go to the fourth quarter, one score. Whoa, okay.
That doesn't mean they're going to have double the yardage tomorrow night.
Right, so if they had double the yardage and won by 10, what if they don't have double the yardage? I mean, I was leaning towards San Francisco in this game anyway.
They had like kind of a tip turnover inside the 10 or right around the 10-yard line.
And that was the only turnover. There weren't a lot of them.
Yeah, it was, but they were just suffocating. It was just, Williams will play. The guy that caught the game-winning touchdown because Kittle was out to start the season in the second week. Tongas. Look for him to get a lot of targets.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good player. I mean, he may not be Kittle, but he's a good player. I'm just kind of reading this. It says, he's going to play. They asked him, he's going to play.
Expects to play, but is he going to be? I mean, when you're starting out with a guy that's questionable how he's going to play at full strength, and then he has a built-in excuse before they kick it off. Yeah, it's a little squirmish for Seattle.
To go in and get in a non-contact drill, to have to go in and get treatment and talk about this afterwards. I'm with you and Ro. This is a little something. Now, Seahawks that's a great defense. One of the best in the NFL this year. So they've got enough if he has just a regular game. He had 165 yards, I think, in that first game, something like that. It wasn't 198. So it's not like he went out there and set the world on fire. They ran the ball really well in that game. They ran it for $180 against San Francisco.
The game at Levi Stadium.
Yeah. The one at the end.
It was just kind of a suffocating game. It was just it was worse than with the score. If you ask me.
It certainly felt like worse than the score, but they kept it close. So. I'll be watching. Like I said, I was leaning towards San Francisco in the points anyway. But that's the second game tomorrow after Bills and
Sean Payton
Broncos.
line.
What'd he say?
So what's it feel like? You're number 1 seed and you're underdog at home. Who puts those out? I mean, like I don't even know. I don't notice those.
I love it when coaches, mold things to their narrative.
If they win,
Nobody thought we could win.
No. If they win, you want to make us, an underdog at home?
Disrespect.
Huh? Against a wild card.
Nobody respected us. Nobody thought we could win, Coach. You were a 2-touchdown favorite. Okay, well, some people thought that you might win. We use our own rankings. We don't think about any recruiting rankings at all. Here's this press release. Oh, look, we were number 1 in this,
4-star
number 2
here,
in this.
5-star.
Here's what Rivals thinks, and here's one on 3 thinks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very convenient narrative. He's good at it though. It's worked for him over the years. Sean Payton. He speaks to us. That Saban did it for a long time. He spoke to his team
in the
through the media.
playoffs. Sean Payton had as many quality wins or disappointing losses.
Well, he had 2 of the biggest crushers that you could possibly
Minnesota
have.
and
the
LA
Rams.
and the Rams.
Yeah, I mean those. Well, actually 3. San Francisco.
Because San Francisco, they would have been playing the Giants at home.
Yeah,
the next week, which they had beaten by 50 earlier in the season on a Sunday night game.
And I will go to my grave thinking that they would have won that game.
Oh, no, they're winning that game. In the Dome, they were unbeatable at the Dome at that point.
There are a lot of people that think that the Saints' 2011 team was better than their Super Bowl team. The offensive numbers were a little bit better. Actually, they were better by not just an eyelash. They were better by a.
That's the one they lost to San Francisco?
The one they lost to San Francisco.
If you remember, San Francisco lost in overtime at home to the Giants in the NFC Championship game. Fumbled a punt.
And what I think was the biggest blow in that game, other than the damn the tight end, I'm blanking on his name, the UCLA tight end, that scored at the end, was
Alex Smith had a bunch.
Alex Smith had the big throw, but I forgot who scored the winning touchdown. It was the tight end from UCLA, the kid that played forever. They lost Pierre Thomas in that game to a concussion. And he was such a big part of what they did.
Screen game.
Not just the running game and the screen game. He was to have him and Reggie Bush on either side of that screen game, they were deadly. And when he got popped and had to leave the game, it was a big.
Also
weapon
fell
out.
behind like 14-0.
And then there were multiple lead changes in that game.
I think they had like three turnovers the first half. So they dug themselves a hole. Instead of extending the lead late, they were just trading scores.
So if you're talking about crushing losses in the playoffs, I mean those were the highlights. Jimmy, they lost to Minnesota. What was it? Or to Tampa.
Vernon Davis. Thank you, Stick.
Vernon Davis. Thank you. Yeah. They were playing Tampa in Drew Brees' last game, Tom Brady and them, and they're in Tampa territory, in kind of about to seize control of the game. The turnover, Tampa goes back the other way, and that game got away from them. That was a really tough loss.
Yes.
They lost the beast mode game.
It was a wild card game. They weren't doing anything that year. They were not good.
They were not going to go to the Super Bowl that year.
No, that's not a tough loss because you lost to a team with a losing record in the playoffs.
Well, I gave you 5 besides that one.
No.
They lost the game to the
That's
Vikings.
What I'm saying. He's probably got more disappointing losses than they do big wins.
Just excruciating loss. Well, hell, the first NFC Championship game, didn't they take the lead to the fourth quarter?
No.
They didn't take the lead to the fourth quarter.
Within a score.
Okay.
Yeah, pull within. Never had the lead.
Never had the lead.
No,
the Reggie Bush touchdown brought them within a one score.
Yeah, I think the field goal into the win by Carney was to tie it. Or very close. But no, they never took the lead. They didn't even cover.
We're going to see what our experts think about Denver and Buffalo tomorrow. We're here at Ruffino's.
Appetizer features today here at Ruffino's and all through the weekend. Filet tip gnocchi, marinated 44 Farms tenderloin, brown butter, asparagus, potato gnocchi, and Parmesan. White bean hummus is our other appetizer feature today with the tomato checa tapenade, feta, roasted garlic aioli, roti flatbread. Jeez. Entree features the 44 Farms Tornadoes, 2 filet medallions, roasted fingerling potatoes. Sauce Diane suggested wine pairing is a J.C. Summers Cezanne Pinot Noir out of Willamette Valley, and the crispy speckled trout, cornmeal dredge, brown butter, sautéed asparagus, jumbo lump crab meat. Polenta suggested wine pairing is a Frank Family Chardonnay out of Napa.
Vernon Davis went to Maryland. I was thinking about Mercedes Lewis. I don't know why.
Played for Jacksonville for a long time.
He did. He played. He's still playing in the league. He's playing for Denver now.
Vernon Davis was a combine. A standout.
Also played in the league forever. I'll get my tight end straight here as we get going here. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martine Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com. Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
I like that Italian restaurant they have that's open for lunch. Coastal Italian.
Live Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net, double Handycast, double podcast on the transfer portal, some film on the guys that LSU has signed so far. It's all brought to you by, that's on YouTube, all brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com, supporting our Louisiana farmers since the 1930s.
Chris Massaro joins us right now from San Diego. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
No, I'm bad. I'm still in Vegas. I'm here for the duration.
What is the duration? I mean, a semester?
Super Bowl's in 3 weeks.
Well, it depends on how the futures go. We have the big futures. We have Miami Hurricanes. We have the Patriots. We got some heads in place here. We have the Rams. We have some interesting tickets. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot going, a lot riding this weekend, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. We'll talk to Troy Macker from Bet Rivers next segment, but he said early December, Miami was as much as 175 to 1. 175 to 1. When did you get? And that's because everybody thought
they weren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, right. That's yes. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
No, but
I'd say two weeks before the the conference championship games, they were about 200 to 1. I was able to get it the day before the selection show, so Saturday, I believe it was December 4th or 5th.
Uh-huh.
I got 100 to 1. Circa had 100 to 1. I had Miami to make it at plus 650. So I had that for a couple of weeks ahead of time, and I figured, hey, if I can get this ticket, why not just throw a few bucks on it? At 100 to 1, I have combined tickets. It comes out to about I think 87, 88 to 1. I have total on Miami.
how are you playing it? How are you approaching it? 8.5 and 47.5.
Yeah, well, that's the quandary because I really like Miami in the game, but I'm not an idiot. I'm playing some money lines, some teasers with Indiana, with some other stuff because like I said, I have the Patriots. We can get to that in a little bit, but just as the game itself, if I didn't have a ticket, I really like Miami Hurricanes. They got about 7 or 8 guys on the field that are going to play in the NFL. A lot of those guys on defense. These guys are becoming household names. You got Bain, Messidor, Jacoby Thomas, Mo Torres, Keontae Scott. You got the veteran leadership with Carson Beck. I know he's been much maligned throughout his college career, but he stepped up in the big moment last week. Cristobal has, I would say, coached pretty well this playoff. Maybe a couple questionable early timeouts, maybe a little bit of an early timeout before Beck ran it in last week. But I like the size of this offensive line. Bigger bodies going up against a smaller, quicker Indiana defensive line. But I think with the big line and Mark Fletcher running the ball as well as he's done, big game last week, averaging 6 yards a carry, I think that's going to help them out. I also think the defensive line of Miami is going to pose a problem for Indiana's offensive line, which has been posing problems for everyone else. And I'm not going to take anything away from Indiana. We liked them last week. But I just think there was a lot of inexperience on the Oregon side. You got a redshirt sophomore quarterback. You had no experience in the running back position because 2 guys were out. Second best receiver is a true freshman. You do have the Surratt, the big tight end that's going to go pro. He was a junior, but I think there was just a lot of inexperience on that Oregon team versus a very veteran, older Indiana team. Well, you're not going to get that in Miami, and getting all these points at home, I just have a feeling that this game's going to be a lot closer than the experts think, and I think based on the pace of play, the way the Hurricanes play, 64 out of 68 in tempo. For pace of play out of the Power 4 conferences, I think it's going to be a grinded out. They're going to be running the ball a lot. I don't think Indiana's going to be able to have enough time to get this type of explosive number covered. I just think Miami's going to hang around. What do you guys think?
Well, we've just seen both teams play Ohio State, and when you connect the dots, sometimes that can be misleading. But still, I saw Miami handle Ohio State up front as well, if not better, than Indiana. We also saw Ole Miss play a lot this year. And although the SEC, and I identified with this earlier in the year, didn't have a super team this year, had a lot of good teams. And nobody disrupted and just tore up the Ole Miss offensive line, the SEC, like Miami did. Charlie?
Yeah, my favorite play on the game is still the under. I haven't seen anybody put up big big offensive numbers against Indiana, and I think that is likely to continue. I think they'll score, but I think that this game goes under the total of 47.5.
I'm betting the under. I mean, forgive me if my hand's a little burnt after one play and you 7-0, then you fumble at the 2, and the under smoked. My has no chance when I liked it last Friday night a lot. All right, Chris, let's get to the NFL. Let's start. Let's go chronologically. Denver now the favorite, 1.5 and 45.5.
Yeah, first bet I made all week. I played under 47. I know we were at 46 now, so I just think this Denver rush defense, which is what Buffalo likes to do with James Cook, who I feel like is getting a little balls in the tires here. He's had a great season, but he seems to be running out of steam of late. Going up against a good Jacksonville defense last week, going up against a good Denver defense this week that allows only 18.3 points a game, fourth in the NFL, yards per game. 278, that's number 2. Number 1 in yards per play. Number 3 in yards per rush. Number 2 in yards per pass. So for a banged-up Buffalo team who had a little bit of trouble scoring last week until the second half, I think this is going to be an under type of game. I don't think Sean Payton is going to want to get in a shootout. Bo Nix, I don't think he wants to, risk him throwing the ball too much, even though Buffalo has some guys out in the secondary. Poyer's out, Hairston's out. But I think they're going to try to establish the run, try to get Harvey going, try to get McLaughlin going. That's been the problem. They don't really have they don't have Terrell Davis in the backfield. They got a couple of backs that, haven't really performed that well. But I think they're going to try to be conservative, keep it on the ground, maybe some design runs for Bo Nix. I like this game to go under the total. Buffalo's got some issues with the wide receivers. I just don't think I don't see a lot of points being scored in this game. I'm on under the total in Denver, Buffalo.
Shame on Sean Payton if he gets away from the running game after Jacksonville did not exploit that advantage more in the wild card round on Sunday. Seattle 7 and 44.5 tomorrow night, 7:00 kick our time against the San Francisco 49ers. Oblique injury watch now with Darnold.
Yeah, it's interesting that it popped out. People are saying it's nothing, but it's definitely something when you don't practice 2 days before one of the the biggest game of the year. I can't trust Sam Darnold. Seattle's the only team I don't have covered in the future market in the NFC, so it's a little bit of an issue for me there. But I just can't. I could never lay the points. I know San Francisco is decimated with injuries. I have a friend who plays really, really big, really loves Seattle. He played him at 6.5. He played him on the money line. Minus 280 before it moved up, but now we're moving back. It feels like San Francisco is just on some crazy mission. With all the injuries, they still keep getting it done. I would trust Shanahan and Purdy over Darnold and McDonald, but I don't have a play on the game because I can't trust Sam Darnold, and I don't want to back San Fran with all the injuries. I'm gonna let it play out.
Pass.
See what we have. It's an exciting game.
Well, pass. You go from a pass to a recluse. I mean, you have to be reclused from the next game as New England and Houston. We know your opinions there. So we know your investments emotionally and financially there. But a little insight on New England 3 and 40.5 tomorrow. Sunday afternoon.
Well, I've been mentioning it to people all week. The last thing we saw was the second half Monday night, and obviously Houston looked terrific. The edge rushers are all over the place. But look who they played. They played a Pittsburgh team whose offensive line was crumbling, a statue in Aaron Rodgers, the play calling of Arthur Smith that was horrific at best. And I just think that, as good as Houston is, I don't think that's going to translate as well to New England, especially another road game on a short week. I just feel like the mobility of Drake May, the better play calling of Josh McDaniels, is going to be able to find some areas where they can expose Houston. And I really like the way New England's defense is coming together. Milton Williams is back. Spillane is back. A full, healthy injury report yesterday. So everyone in New England is ready to go. I just don't trust C.J. Stroud outdoors again. He was terrible on Monday night. He had nothing to do with that victory. So I just think the Patriots, I'm not saying they're going to blow them out or anything. I would love them to win by 4 or less so I can get a little bit of a hedge action. But I think New England's going to get the job done, and I'm going to go back to it. We mentioned it last week and the week before. Patriots in the first half, 17-1 money line. They have won, and they're 15-2-1 against the spread in the first half. So I would endorse Patriots first half again.
And what is that first half number? Probably 1.5.
Yeah, I would think 1.5 too.
What is the first half number, Chris?
Well, I've seen anywhere from 1.5. Some places are even,
Here it is.
even putting it up
2.5. 2.5.
The
Yeah, where we're doing football Sunday this week, it's 2.5 minus 108. So a little less juice, minus 2.5 first half. And then finally, last year the Rams, the divisional round, went and gave Philadelphia their toughest game in the snow. This time it'll be the freezing cold. Teens, the temperatures projected here. Bears, the Bears now 7 wins this season when trailing at the 2-minute warning. Rams 3.5 and 48.5.
Well, I don't want to get in front of the Bears voodoo, whatever they're doing. It's just been an unbelievable streak. We've all seen it. 7 games where they've won trailing with less than 2 minutes to go. It just doesn't even make sense. But I do think they're going to. I do think they're going to score. I do think that the Rams defense is just not up to par. They've given up some crazy numbers the last few games that don't include Arizona. We mentioned it last week. They've given up 31 twice to Carolina, 27, 38, 34 the last 5 that don't include Arizona. So that's not a good defense, and I just hope it's not too windy. I do like the Bears team total over. I played an alt number early before I heard about the polar vortex, but I think you can get 22, 21.5, go over the total. The Bears are going to score. Just, you got to just watch. If it's going to be extra windy, obviously I wouldn't play this. But I think sometimes these storms are a little bit overrated. I like over Bears team total.
Over Bears team total. What number are you looking at again? 22.5, you said?
Well, I've seen it. It's been all over the place, so you got to kind of find the best number.
All right. So trying to find out exact team.
Probably 22 right now.
Yeah, you got me looking up now, boy. All right. All right, Chris, let's see. No. 21.5. 21.5 at DraftKings outlets, where Football Sunday will be this Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon at Bally's. At Bally's, downtown, the new Bally's. Chris, thank you, brother. Good luck to your Patriots this weekend.
All right, good luck, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, let's go to see our friends at Legacy Title. Ashley Donald, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Mariana Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith, our great long-standing staff at Legacy Title. 2960060. Keep in mind, nobody, when it comes to buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 2960060.
Tron Macker with us when we come back. Plus, LSU has landed another one in the portal, this time in the offensive trenches. We'll tell you about that when we come back live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Do you know what you do if you're in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. After further review with Matt Moscona. Weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Well, we go to Troy. LSU lands Sean Tompkins out of Baylor, played 460 snaps on the offensive line for the Bears last year, who were the number one pass offense in the Big 12, 13th rush offense, and the number 5 overall scoring offense in Big 12 play.
Troy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Just prepping for a busy weekend, man.
Yeah, let's get to the college first because I looked at your notes, and but the highest Miami was early December 2nd at 175-1. That is that's before the selection show when everybody thought that was, it was going to be Notre Dame because Notre Dame was still ahead of them, and they were done playing for the season, even though the chair of the committee warned us that head-to-head would count more if they got next to each other. Then Indiana, I didn't realize this, Troy, September 20th, 2025, Indiana 150-1.
Yeah, I mean, that's, 2-3 weeks into the season?
Yeah.
And this was not an out-of-nowhere story. Certainly the 2-year rebuild is the most incredible college football rebuild we've ever seen, but this team made the playoffs last year. But I think people were talking up to a fluke. First-year job from Kurt Signetti is, maybe they'd be good, but this is kind of where you had to situate them at the beginning of the year. Even 2 or 3 games in, their first 2 games were against nobodies, I believe. This is a very tricky championship game from a futures perspective. Miami, after that win against Notre Dame earlier in the year, they move up to number 2. Miami is a brand name, so we take decent futures on them. Certainly not Alabama, Georgia money, but a decent amount of future. And Indiana, being in the Midwest, which is our biggest footprint, we take a lot of hometown action there. So the fact that both these teams throughout the season were not in the top 5 really for most of it in terms of futures odds, so you got long odds on it. So we took a decent amount of action at very long odds. So this was the beginning of the playoffs, probably the worst possible matchup from a futures perspective, just because of how many massive payouts we're going to have to make.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty even in terms. I think we probably are rooting for Miami, especially now as you consider the game action. But there's going to be a lot of futures money at stake on Monday night.
Okay, so the liability is about the same at Bet Rivers for Miami or Indiana, whoever wins the national championship game. Getting a lot of reports that that's not the case with a lot of other places. They are pulling for Indiana to win outright. Charlie, September 20th, 2025 was the fourth playing date of the year. Indiana had blown Old Dominion. They won by 13, but they played Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State. We can't tell anything from that. That was the day they played Illinois, the top 10 matchup. That was a primetime game, so that was available during the day. I wonder if somebody got into it, the early signs, because the Indiana, there was a 8 p.m. Eastern game on NBC that they won 63-10.
Because prior to that, if I remember right, the narrative was, okay, they'll be good again, but they're going to have a hard time repeating as a playoff team again. In September, when we're talking about Indiana.
I guess Troy, you probably, if would it maybe plus 300, plus 250, plus 300 to make a playoff.
It was preseason 20, something like that in the
rankings.
rankings.
No, I think they were a little higher than that, but I mean,
not too much.
Okay. Well, I do know this. Some of the preseason guides for, who's this year's Indiana? And they're like, Indiana.
Yeah.
But they didn't beat a top 10 team like that.
No, that one got everybody's attention for sure.
And then the next week they went to Iowa City. Maybe it wasn't as respected at the time, but a win at Iowa City is a hell of a win. And then they had a bye week and went to Oregon. So it was quick, 3 in a row that really knocked that down. So whoever got it at 150-1 or close to it, that was the obvious buy high spot.
Preseason 19 in the coaches poll, 20 in the AP. There
you go. All right.
They were 6-1 before the season.
6-1. Okay.
After that Illinois game, they moved to plus 125 to make the playoffs.
So still nobody believing in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, who's going to pay attention to those first 3 games?
Right. Yeah. I remember. And look, he ran it up in Indiana State. He was letting Mendoza, just pad the stats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were firing it when they were up 50 and 60 points. Divisional, where's the action? Are they betting Indiana and Miami? 8.5 is what we're looking at?
Yes, sir. It's pretty heavy money, pretty strong money on and tickets on Indiana. We're talking 80% of money and 80% of tickets outright on Indiana. Spread, strong. 83% of that money and 73% of the tickets on Indiana to cover the spread. I believe the looking headline was like 5.5. That was certainly before.
Yes, it was.
The final game, and then it opened 7.5. It got up to 9, maybe 9.5, and I thought it would get to 10.5. Because I think, they wanted two-way action and get people betting Miami. But now it's back at 8.5. And I think this is going to continue to come in on Indiana, honestly.
All right. The divisional games, 4 divisional games, and it looks like Texans and Patriots, and the spread money is pretty slick. Spread money on Seattle and 49ers. You're getting some money on the dog there on the 49ers, and the Bills and Seahawks a little bit on, I'll try. Tell me what you got, Troy. What sticks out in you as we don't see as much lopsided handle as we do during the regular season as these teams, a lot of high volume and, a lot of equal action, but the most significant of a handle that you're looking at right now in the 4 divisional games.
Well, the one that's most surprising to me is the one you mentioned, the Texans Patriots. Patriots, the number 2 team. Didn't have a tremendous amount of real big issues. And I've kind of thought that people have been back on the Patriots wagon in terms of betting them strong and them being a public team, so to speak. And obviously Drake May is potentially going to win the MVP. It's very, very TBD. I think the last 2 weeks it worked in his favor. So I'm surprised that the Texans, a very defensive-minded team that has been better than people have really paid attention to, it's so even. 55% of the money, 60% of the tickets on the Patriots to win. I figured that would be 65, 70, 75%. Spread, sure, at 3, it's 55% of the money on the Patriots, 61% of the Texans. But I'm just a little surprised how split money and split tickets it is on the money line. I would have expected the Patriots to be stronger. I also really like the 49ers again. I like them. I gave it out, to cover against the Eagles. I have them at every time the line changed 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. I was on 49ers. I know they will not have George Kittle, but John Tonjes was pretty decent as a backup tight end. Certainly not the playmaker, but the Seahawks, people don't believe in Sam Darnold. He's done it 2 years now, but, the playoffs, he hasn't been great. He's dealing with an injury, so no surprise to see people, taking the 49ers at +7, which I think is a bit too much. I think people are putting too much stock in the final game they played, where the Seahawks, raced them. But that was in week 18, so I really like the 49ers there.
It's interesting, Troy and Charlie, that, it's kind of the trend lately, whether it's college or pro, it's more rust than rest for the teams that have the bye against a team that's had a postseason game. And now the obvious there, if you rested, San Francisco would still have Kittle, for this weekend, for tomorrow night. But I'm wondering if it's just a little bit of that, people cash tickets on Houston, people cash tickets on the Bills, and they're betting them more against teams coming off a bye.
Yeah, no, I think that's the case. And, it's interesting. I heard this morning on the radio in D.C. They were talking about rest versus rust, and I think it was said that, about 73% win percentage for teams, NFL teams coming off a bye in the divisional round compared to about 65% for teams that had played. So that's historical all time. So that doesn't, it could be more skewed in the last 5-10 years. But it is not as shocking as it is, in college, where we see the teams that, had played were a bit more fresh and ready to go as opposed to teams that rest. So I wouldn't take what we learned about that from college and apply it to the pros, because I think they are two different beasts.
Troy, the Sunday games, Rams and Bears and Patriots, Texans, what's your best pick?
Ooh, oh, man. That is tough. I'm so strong on the 49ers. I would probably take Patriots to cover. I know the Texans defense is great, but I've been just super impressed with the Patriots offense. Vrabel is a winning coach. And, I think that the Texans won 9 in a row. I'd take the Patriots to cover 3. If it were 5.5, maybe I'd be a bit more leery. I'm not super confident, but, I want to back the Bears. But the Rams, their potential for explosiveness is so high, even though it's going to be freezing cold, and they are prone to laying an egg every once in a while. But I think on the Sunday games, I would probably say my strongest lean is Patriots -3.
Gotcha. Follow Troy on Twitter at Troy Mecker. That's Emmy. Oh, is Twitter down today? Oh, it's back up.
It's been a week. Verizon's had a tough week.
Verizon's had a tough week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Troy, enjoy the games, brother. We're interested to see how it all comes out with the game day action. We'll get a recap on Monday. Follow Troy on Twitter, X, at Troy Macker. That's Machir. Thank you, Troy. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
They sent everybody $20. Did you get $20?
I don't have Verizon.
Oh, well, then you're not getting $20. I got $20. My service didn't even go down, and I got $20.
Charlie wins again.
Yeah. Just sent me a nice little email out of nowhere. I said, hey, we're going to give you $20 for your
Yeah, Otterlocks tried to dabble into the NBA with no Power 5 college basketball games or any football games. I got my hand slapped at 0-2 last night. So,
you want $20?
Yeah, that would. Charlie, we're not thinking about our air conditions right now, but if your air condition was serviced last year and it's over 10 years old, you're creeping up on, you're going to have to replace it pretty soon. So now is the time. I mean, you get significant savings on a new system. Total Maintenance is offering up to $5,500 off select systems, as well as steep discounts on the ductwork you have been putting off replacing that's 30 years older. So free evaluations of your system to find out the exact recommendations and options. We'll spell it out for you. So also the usual $179 heater safety check introductory offer is $79 if you mention us here on ESPN Radio. That's $100 off normal service to check your heating systems for safe, reliable operation. And lastly, Our listeners here on Live at Lunch receive 10% off any membership program you purchase through Total Maintenance. Good for all the services we provide. Be sure and ask about our AC Heating Elite membership that comes with a system monitoring solution to inform both the owner and Total Maintenance of a problem the second it happens.
Live at Ruffino's, Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. Your Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Pierrepont Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierrepont. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
Live at lunch with Aunt Annie from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, in case you missed it, within the hour, LSU adds Sean Tompkins from Baylor, 6'5", 300 pounds. Started 5 games last season, played in 10, over 400 snaps for him. So this makes 6 offensive linemen for LSU, 33 total in the transfer portal. players for the Tigers, and they're expecting more this weekend. So you get 6 offensive linemen. They had a slew exit after the season, so they had to rebuild this room along with the wide receiver room. Some of these guys are Southeastern Conference players. You got one from Kentucky, one from Tennessee. Now you got one from Baylor, and you have some depth pieces. Although, who knows? You got a junior college player. You got one from Nichols. You got one from North Carolina Central. Although we've seen Lane Kiffin take players from smaller schools and do some pretty good things. So you got 6. We're expecting, I would say, at least 1 or 2 more on the offensive line. But who knows? He may sign 15. I've given up trying to guess numbers, but they continue to roll on and see if they can get Jordan Seaton to Baton Rouge, a big tackle from Colorado. That's something.
Where's he gets?
Well, he was at Mississippi State yesterday, and they're trying to get him here tomorrow. So, also ex-Maryland guard Ailu, I think is how you say his first name. Ba was at LSU yesterday, and they could reel him in as well. So they are addressing their needs along this roster. 33 currently in the portal coming towards LSU. Bruce Marshall, when we come back live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM, Radio250BM, and get your first bet match as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open to new users in Louisiana, age 21 or older. Licensed in Horseshoe Bossier City. And Caesars Rewards. Minimum odds minus 500. Or it is non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 13 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Only where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos or forward to tournament. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1950 Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. The Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Otten Hanning is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for total maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Respect isn't something that's just given, it's earned. It comes from having experience and possessing knowledge that can be passed on to the next generation. Jim's Firearms.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book. Can anybody help us? Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
And return here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch. Come by and see us here on the filet tip gnocchi, white bean hummus.
Yes, looks really good.
44 Farms Tornadoes, filet medallions, and crispy speckled trout.
You got that one, Charlie.
All right, sautéed
Fresh
asparagus,
trout.
jumbo lump crab with your fish.
Fresh fish and crab meat. You cannot go bad, no doubt about it. We can't go bad. Bruce has ripped it up. Had a very good season this year, college and pro. Bruce, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. That crispy fried trout sounds pretty good for lunch, though.
Yes, it's got my name on it. There's no doubt about that. How about this line? Indiana was 5.5. Indiana covered easily. They have won their games. I don't know about combined 70 points or so. They have not been close. So the odds makers anticipate Indiana action. They moved it to 7.5, and they got more. It's now 8.5 and 47.5. Bruce, break down this game for us. We're expecting 50-50 crowd makeup. As we know, Indiana has dominated the stadiums in Pasadena and Atlanta, but Miami will cover about half of the seats in this one. So what are we looking at? Give us some insight and break down Monday night's matchup.
Yeah, well, to start things off, I will note that I have been wrong on Indiana. The last couple, I've been better with Miami, but wrong with Indiana. There's a history in these championship games, and I have to remind myself every year, and it goes in pro football and especially in college football lately too. The last 7 of these championship games have all been decided by double digits, and I think the last underdog that covered would have been Clemson. That game they blew out Alabama when Trevor was a freshman back in 2018 or a sophomore. But the history here has been pretty one-sided. The closest game, I guess, was scoreboard-wise was last year, but Ohio State was beating Notre Dame worse than that final score. Georgia-Alabama 4 years ago was a closer game than that 33-18 final, but still the scoreboard says what it does. But that also reflects in pro football, too. There's something about championship games. We saw the Super Bowl last year turn into a rout. But we've had some better Super Bowls in recent years. There was a stretch in the early 80s and in the mid-90s. We had about 14 straight Super Bowls, and only one of them was competitive, and that was the Bills-Giants when Norwood missed the field goal at the end. And then you go back further in the 60s, back in the 50s, blowouts in championship games are prevalent. Biggest blowout in NFL history was in the 1940 championship. The Bears beat the Redskins 73-0. So you see, sometimes these things just get one-sided, and whatever happens in these championship games seems to follow that course. Having said that here, Indiana, I'm grappling with Indiana here because all the evidence says they're just going to keep rolling here. And when you look at Indiana, I mean, it's surprising to see Indiana here. But when you look at it, I mean, this is an older team. They've got a bunch of guys, 23, 24 years old. They have a big nil budget there. And they spend it well. And Mendoza, if I understand, only about $2 million. I mean, that's quite a bargain for him. But I can't get over the fact last week that Oregon just handed that game to Indiana. And I can't believe how defeated Oregon looked like right from the start in that game. And just the body language was bad. They were intimidated. They like I said, handed them literally 4 scores. Dante Moore extremely disappointed. His pocket presence was just abysmal in that game. They just look intimidated. I can't get out of my mind that I saw Indiana have some real trouble several times this year. They should have lost that Penn State game. They could have lost that Ohio State game in the Big Ten title. Tight game against Iowa. So they don't just roll over everybody. And I don't know that intimidation factor is going to work against Miami. I mean, Miami's sort of back to the way it was, the swagger and the chains and all that. They do have some NFL first-round guys on their defense up front, and I think, we've talked about Bain, Messidor. This is going to be a little bit difficult for Indiana, I think, just to bully these guys. I don't think it's going to work, that part of it, and that's part of Indiana's game is this intimidation. So I don't expect the offense to go wild like it did with points like it did against Oregon. But what I'm not sure about is Miami's offense, and if Carson Beck is going to be up to it. Indiana's defense is awfully sound. And Miami's going to, their thing is they're going to try to run, and they were able to run pretty well, against Miami, and they sewed up that game against Ohio State on the ground. So my instinct tells me Miami, just handicapping this game, I don't think they're going to get bullied, and I think they can hang around. Something is worrying because Indiana keeps destroying teams, but I'm going to take Miami to stay close. So I guess I'll pick Indiana to win close, 27-24, but I think Miami hangs around.
We don't know until we try and project, especially at the line of scrimmage. And it was hard. There was nothing that we saw. We know Miami did a good job, but that was a windy game in College Station. That really, there's no doubt that affected the approach, the offensive, execution, the whole bit, especially the passing game. But we did see both of these teams play Ohio State at a neutral site, both in a relative pass, and I really didn't see much difference. How sometimes Bruce, that could be misleading for us. Did you see that? Because line of scrimmage, I thought that Ohio State Indiana game was pretty damn close to Ohio State Miami. I didn't see one team. Oh yeah, this team is almost double digits better than the other one. I didn't see that, and when team and they bet Alabama against Indiana, and people got but a lot of people bet Indiana last week, and they're going to come back with them again in this game. But can that be tricky sometimes when we sort of connect the dots in recent performances against common opponents?
Yeah, it can. That's a good point, Jimmy, and I kind of thinking the same way you did, because absent of common opponents here, you look at except Ohio State, you look at that, and and Miami, that wasn't really a fluke, and they did what they planned to do against Ohio State, and they looked as good as Indiana did against the Buckeyes. So I guess that's just natural to look for some sort of a connection, and then you come to a common foe. But that was, quite a common foe to have in common. I mean, this Ohio State was on top of the mountain there, and Indiana nosed them out, and then Miami beat them, similarly, if not a little bit more handily there. So that's a fair assessment, and that I admit that played part into what I'm thinking here. But it's also because I just saw Miami just not look intimidated one bit against Ohio State, and it's like this old Miami swagger is sort of back with these guys. They just don't seem to be afraid. And we'll see. As longer they can hang in this game, I think their chances increase. That's the same with every underdog. But that's the way I sort of see it. We'll find out what happens.
And hold your nose when Carson Beck drops back. That's about it.
I didn't know I was going to live long enough to hear. Do we think Indiana's going to intimidate Miami in football?
in their home stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Bruce, let's get to the NFL. First one tomorrow, 3:30 kickoff Central Time. Our time here in Baton Rouge. Denver now 1.5 in 45.5 over Buffalo.
Yeah, this line has bounced around a little bit. I mean, it's in that tight margin there, that narrow range. But Denver slight favorite right at the start, and then Buffalo slight favorite. Now it's swung back to Denver. There's a lot of pundits out there. They're on the Buffalo bandwagon here. Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that. We know he's really good. I think Denver wins this game. And I am a little concerned, though, about the Bronco offense lately. They've been the Charger game at the end of the regular season was not a real work of art. The defense scored the touchdown and 4 field goals from Will Lutz. That, by the way, could be a factor here. Buffalo has had some issues. Didn't rise much last week against Jacksonville, but they've had to change kickers late in the year, and there's an edge, I think, for Denver in the special teams, at least when it comes to field goals with Lutz, and that could be a factor in this game. We know in the opening round last year, it was the wild card round last year, and Denver was just not ready to compete with Buffalo up at Orchard Park, and they lost 31-7, and the game might have been worse than that. But it's a different year and a different team. Denver does some things defensively. Denver is we've talked about them before, big play defense, outstanding defense. And I'm not going to say that at all about Buffalo. In fact, I think Buffalo's defense is down this year. I think it's the worst Buffalo defense we've seen in several years. And they are living on borrowed time here, I think, with that defense. Jacksonville ran pretty well against them last week. Jacksonville, not necessarily a running team, but still ran well. Denver, not necessarily a running team. And I think they have missed J.K. Dobbins somewhat since he got hurt. Dobbins and Harvey together were a great thunder and lightning combo. Now it's just Harvey. I'm not sure he's durable enough, but Denver will still be able to run some in this game, too, and that will help out Bo Nix. What Denver does defensively, though, that pass rush, now maybe Allen neutralizes it, or maybe he doesn't. I mean, Denver's going to harass him. We know that, and Denver really big on man coverage, especially with Surtain out there in the corner. Buffalo's passing offense did not work as well against tight man coverage, or at least man coverage to this level like Denver does. I don't think it's going to be that easy for Josh Allen to do his magic here against this defense, especially Denver playing here at home, having had a week off. I trust Sean Payton a little bit more than I do McDermott in a big game, and I don't think Bo Nix. Listen, Denver, I know they had all these close games. This team is very comfortable playing close games. They don't seem to mind that. They think they're going to win because Nix has a great record in big drives late in the game, and their defense usually comes up with big momentum-changing plays. Denver's going to win this game, I think. It might not be that easy. 23-17 will be my score forecast. Lutz field goals will end up being the difference, but I think that is how it goes, and Denver will host the AFC title game next week.
Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock our time. Seattle 7-45.5. Darnold held out of practice yesterday. Watching the oblique, he is expected to play against the 49ers, the biggest line of the divisional round this weekend.
Yeah, and we look back to 2 weeks ago, and Seattle seemed to win that game a little bit more handily than 13-3. They did split with the Niners, although that San Francisco win was over 4 months ago in the opening week up at Seattle. My thought here, I think this is a remarkable coaching job by Shanahan. I think he's going to probably finish right behind Vrabel in Coach of the Year, which I'm fine with that because Vrabel's done such a good job. But this has been Shanahan's best job. This was supposed to be a reset year for the 49ers, and with the contracts and things like that. Throw in the injuries on top of it. This did not figure they'd be this far, but they have found a way. Shanahan's creativity, using what he's got available to him. I mean, dialing up that Jennings to McCaffrey, the option pass end around TD. I mean, he's just going all into his playbook. And Purdy has been awfully good. I know Seattle got them a couple weeks ago. In that game, though, I thought Seattle did catch a couple breaks. Even though they were in control, Darnold's penchant for mistakes bothers me. I mean, he had 20 giveaways during the regular season. That's more than any quarterback in the league. That's turnover, that's interceptions and fumbles. He had a botched handoff in the second half of that game when the game was still 10-3. Easily could have been a scoop and score for San Francisco. The ball bounced into CFB. The 49ers had a tip pass pick. Looked like it could be a pick there in the second half. But just barely, the second foot barely out of bounds. Again, a couple of inches away, and Seattle, the mistake could have been a killer. Darnold is still likely to make mistakes like that, and that's why I don't like Seattle in this game. And I'm not as sure what the oblique injury means, but if he's not quite 100%, well, nobody is at this time of season. That can't be a plus. I don't trust him. I saw him last year melt down in the playoffs, and I would rather have Purdy going. I'd rather have Shanahan going. I mean, Seattle, it's been a while since they've been in the playoffs and done anything, so this is sort of a new adventure for them, too. And the Niners, look, Shanahan's got quite a record in the postseason, especially in this round. I don't think he's lost one in this round. Yep. I'm going to take the Niners to win this one, 23-20. I think they're going to squeeze it out. This team's got some mojo about it, and I do not trust Darnold in Seattle, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Sunday, first game, 2 p.m. Central, Patriots 3 and 40.5 over the Texans, who won and covered easily on Monday night in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they did, and that defense scored twice. I mean, they scored 23 points in the fourth quarter, so it took them a while to put Pittsburgh away. But I think we could see as that game went around, and I was wrong on that game last week. I ended up liking Pittsburgh, but they really didn't belong there. That was quite an accomplishment just to get to the playoffs for them. C.J. Stroud did not have a good game last week. I mean, he had 5 fumbles, for gosh sakes. 2 of them he lost, but it could have been worse than that. He just did not look comfy at all. I don't know that Nico Collins is going to be available this week, still in concussion protocol. That's his preferred target. And he certainly didn't step up his game last week. I guess Drake May didn't either against the Chargers, but the Charger defense is pretty comparable to Houston's. I mean, it's very difficult to move against the Chargers like that. And I don't mind as much that May took those sacks last week, and he took more than he probably should have during the regular season, but at least he's not, chucking the ball up there there are a couple times he's done that during the year, but I mean, he's generally will eat the ball rather than put it up risky. By the way, back to Bo Nix, that's what he's really good at too. He avoids sacks for Denver. They have missed these negative plays. May take sacks, but he usually doesn't make mistakes because he takes the sacks and bad passes. New England's defense is awfully good. We saw how they wrecked the Chargers last week, and I really like Vrabel in this spot. He's had teams before rise up in the playoffs. We saw that at Tennessee a few years ago, and I think they're going to bother Stroud a lot. Defensively, this looks like a lower scoring game to me. I know that total's not too high, hovering right around 40 and a half. I think it probably goes under again, even though, down the stretch, these teams weren't necessarily going under, but last week they certainly did. And I think this one probably goes under again. So that'd probably be my first call, but I think New England survives. 20-13, Patriots home field will meet something. I think Stroud's going to have to play a heck of a lot better than he did last week. I'm not sure he can. So I think Vrabel solidifies his Coach of the Year credentials and gets the Patriots to the title game, and it will be in Denver. We'll see.
All right, and finally on Sunday evening, 5:30 kickoff local time. We're going to be in the teens here. Now we've seen it's back up to 4.5. It was at 3.5 earlier. Right now at the DraftKings outlet, where we'll be doing Football Sunday this Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon at Bally's and also the Queen. It's a 4.5 and 48.5. The Rams on the road here. Rams gave Philadelphia their toughest game last year. It was in the snow. The divisional round last year. They're in the divisional round this year, and they're going from snow to cold this year in 26.
Yeah, we'll see how that impacts them. They hung in there against the Eagles, had a chance to win that game last year. They got it close last week, though. And again, special teams mistakes there, and that blocked punt in the fourth quarter. I mean, at some point, that's going to prove the Rams' demise this season. Maybe it's going to be this week. You can't count out Stafford ever, although I thought Carolina, after doing a really pretty good job against the Rams and that defense, Carolina defense, they just started to go too soft in that last drive. Playing a prevent, 3 passes, you get 45 yards, you're in scoring position, then you lose the game. But the Rams are resourceful, and they can do that. I don't know that Chicago can keep winning these games the way they have. The first 3 quarters of the game last week, the game a couple weeks ago against Green Bay, and the game against Detroit a couple weeks ago, I mean, they didn't start playing in any of those games until, the fourth quarter. They did against San Francisco, that one game in between. But, I mean, Caleb, it hasn't been perfect for him, but he does seem to be able to make plays, and this team does have a lot of momentum there. And it has a belief in late in the game. I could see some back and forth here. The Rams' defense has been weakening somewhat as the season has gone on. I thought for the first, 3 months of the season, the Rams were the best team in the league. I'm not so sure about that now. My first call here, though, I think it's going to be over, which is in the mid-40s, the total. So I think this one probably goes over. I'm kind of now, 4.5 just seems too much. I mean, I could see this being a three-point game. I might give the Bears a shot, actually, to squeeze this one out. So I'll give it the 27-24 Chicago, late magic for Caleb, and I would not lay 4.5, though I think over is probably the best way to go.
48.5, and the total, and the number is 44.5. Great job, Brucey. We appreciate it, man. We will talk to you next week. Good luck to you this weekend.
Enjoy the games, boys. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Bruce Marshall with his picks for the divisional round in the College Football National Championship on Monday night. You're in town or somebody you know is staying downtown visiting, go visit our friends over at Town Square Pizza. Town Square Pizza, north facing Town Square. And, we talk about the great pizza, but whatever your occasion, how big or small, get the perfect options for catering. Cater your birthday party, holiday party, corporate events, wedding festive, whatever. At the office, you go to our website at townsquarepizza.net and click on catering packages. And really good stuff. We love how you come in, design your own pizza, get exactly what you want, or you could just take one of our specialty pizzas and put it together. Put it in our ovens, and about 7 minutes later, and it is piping hot, delicious, generous portions, really good stuff. Staying downtown, or know somebody staying downtown, Town Square Pizza within 5-minute walk of all the major hotels downtown.
Lane Kiffin picks up another offensive lineman. We'll tell you about that when we come back. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Two more offensive linemen today.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme, or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like from Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. The Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
There's more than one way to listen to ESPN Baton Rouge on the radio at 104.5 and 104.9 and 98.1 HD2. Online at 1045ESPN.com and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've had lunch with Aunt Annie from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
We're also brought to you by the Thibodeau Store. The Pierre Part Store now open in LaRose and Lockport, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, Highway 70 in Pierre Part. You know what they're saying? If they don't have it, you don't need it.
That's right.
When you're talking about
I'm good with that.
all of the things that you can get at these properties. We were talking about resetting and organizing for the new year. Lots of cleaning supplies and storage supplies that are on special right now on the website, thethibodeaustore.com. If you're looking to get ready for the spring, for his outdoor cooking selection is second to none. Outdoor power equipment, patio furniture, cordless power tools, hand tools, lumber. If you need lumber delivered, they can do that for you out of the Pierre Part Store. And, of course, that customer service that you can't not going to be there for you from the big box stores. If you get those small projects you can do yourself, save some money, let them walk you through some of these things, not wasting time on equipment that or supplies that you don't need, and not going with procedures that are going to cost you time. The ThibodeauStore.com. Everything is available, same-day pickup and delivery on a lot of these items. Again, you get to all four properties at thethibodeaustore.com.
Also, a little MLB note today. Guy that was hurt for most of the playoffs, but thought was going to have the game-winning hit in Game 7 of the World Series. Bo Bichette signs a massive deal today with the Mets. 3-year, $125 million, I believe. The 3 years with the Mets.
The Mets.
The Baby Jays continue to get broken up there. Vladimir, little Biggio,
yeah,
and Bichette.
Dante Bichette was such a monster hitter for Colorado. Their payroll going to get in the vicinity of the Dodgers. The Dodgers are over $400 million for next year again. With yesterday's signing, it's mind-boggling numbers that Dodgers lineup now. The latest commitment is offensive lineman Devin Harper for LSU. Was at Ole Miss last year. Played in about I've seen 5 or 6 games. So let's just say roughly around half of the games in the regular season as a reserve, but. Obviously, it's not enough because he's got 4 years of eligibility, so it's got to be 4 or less. Originally from Calvary Baptist, at one point had committed to LSU, ended up signing with Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, and now he is headed to Baton Rouge. That makes 7 offensive linemen that they have signed in this class. We got 2 that we've told you about here just since we started the show, and I don't think they're finished. We told you about the kid from Maryland that was here yesterday, and Jordan Seaton is what they are. That would be. Would you call it the cherry on the sundae during the break?
There's no doubt. Cherry
Seaton,
on top, man. I mean, it's a hell of a haul, and this guy is as highly projected as anybody. Supposed to be a top 10 pick. He was, when Dion was kind of getting a lot of the attention and was, getting all the ratings and everything else, and I think they still finished. Was it 5-7 the first year, something like that? So it might have been 4-8. But
I think it was 4-8. Yeah.
But he was a number 1 tackle coming out, and he committed and signed and played for Colorado. Kind of the only one blocking, it seems, when you watch Colorado. I mean, because their offensive lines have been really, really poor. I don't know if that's partly responsible because of partly due to their poor kind of play designs, and also the quarterbacks not hanging in the pocket a little bit better. But still, Shador and the kid from Liberty last year were really running for their lives a lot for Colorado. So,
and they're not done on the offensive line again. So besides him, now you get you ever have one of these friends that complains about everything? Hey, everything's perfect, everything's wonderful. What about that? I got one of those friends. I love him dearly, okay? He's a great guy, but he's one of these, he will find something wrong with it, okay? So what did he tell me? Yeah, I sent him this deal earlier today. Went ahead and a linebacker would be nice. Okay, so T.J. Daugherty, who was Ole Miss's leading tackler last year, 98 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, sack and a half, couple of forced fumbles. Was in the portal. LSU looking to get a possible commitment from him today. So that would satisfy, I think, even the most skeptical of. Like, well, did you get one of these? Yeah, got one of those. Did you get 2 of these? Yeah, they got 4 actually. Did you get 5 of these? No, they got 9 of those.
All right, so what kind of team are they going to have next year? I mean, you're looking at probably a fringe top 10 team, huh?
It's a boatload of now these 34 guys. This is a wide range. Okay, you got some of these guys that were highly recruited by everybody. Some of these guys we'd never heard of before. I'll be honest with you. Jacoby Jones, the offensive lineman from the junior college from Mississippi, had no idea who that was. Jaquan Sprinkle, the offensive lineman for North Carolina Central, had no idea who that guy was. Sam Levitt, I know who that guy is. Okay, Lottery, I know who that guy is. So you get a wide range of this stuff. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of turnover. Schedule's tough, but man, the guy knows how to coach, and he's going to have a roster that is stretching, coming together. I'm hesitant to put anything on it right now, but Jimmy, is there going to be enough possibilities there to get them into the preseason top 15? Yeah. Top 10, yeah. And you say, well, gosh,
top 15.
I would hope so.
Well, no, I think
I didn't think that was a given the day Brian Kelly got fired.
I think they'd be much closer to 10 than 15.
Okay,
and I could see them sneaking into the bottom part of the top 10. And actually, that's where I would project them to be. Texas might be preseason number 1 again. Oregon is going to be top 5 for sure. Indiana, until they show some kind of that they'll be top 10, probably maybe mid, whatever.
And Jimmy, doesn't this matter? Just hold it for a second. I want to ask your opinion about this because the preseason rankings come out the first week of August. What's the difference in LSU's preseason ranking if the reports out of summer are Sam Levitt is ready to practice with no limitations from the first day of August, or Sam Levitt is ready to practice on a limited basis, but we're still monitoring his progress? I think that could swing LSU's ranking as much as 4 or 5 spots in either direction.
Well, the preseason guides come out after spring football, and he's not going to participate.
Right.
So
we're talking about the AP the poll. It comes up first week in August.
I'm talking more about what we're going to see in the
magazines. Maybe a little bit more reserved because of Levitt's uncertainty.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. No, you got options there as well. You have options. You're going to have you're going to have a guy that comes in now. If he's we'll have to see. They'll certainly be. That will be a big factor in exactly where.
Yeah, we know how much quarterbacks sway rankings preseason.
Yes,
and he's a known quantity. The other two are not as well.
But
known.
this is we're putting the finishing touches on the rosters, and she's got number 1 portal class in the country. And you look at the top 5 last year in the portal; they all went pretty deep. Indiana, Miami. Who am I missing? Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech's going to be up there. They're going to be top 10. I mean, they're number 2 in the portal, ranking.
Okay, can I say something about portal rankings right now? Because if you look at these,
Miami's going to be up there.
Well, I want to say something about how these are ranked.
Quarterback.
On3 ranks portal classes with transfers in minus transfers out. They do like a net. 247 just ranks what you have coming in. There's a big difference, okay? LSU is number 1 in 247 because all they count is what's coming in.
Right.
In On3, when they count what's coming in minus what's going out, LSU is number 20. Okay, and Indiana is number 1. So if you're looking at a variance in portal rankings, that's the variance.
That's pretty big.
It's a lot, yes, very much. In just what's coming in, Indiana is down at number 7. So, pick whichever one you prefer to follow, but that's where the
LSU could be 8
is.
to 10 in that range.
Okay, I can't argue that. I
mean, what was the Ole Miss's roster sort of projected? I mean, what was their preseason ranking last year?
I thought it was 15. Yeah, somewhere in that area.
It'll be higher this year.
LSU will be higher than 15 that Ole Miss was last year.
Yes.
That's not a bad bet. That's not a bad bet.
United Community Bank, the local way to bank big with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch at Burbank and Bluebonnet. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. At United Community Bank, your business is our business. We support the hardworking folks behind local business. From initial startup loans to ongoing planning and assessments, United Community Bank is here for you and your business. Our great team of bankers, Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, and David Henry. Stop on by and discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ole Miss was 15 in the coaches poll, 21 in the writers poll. They'll definitely be higher than that one. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Pierrepont Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierrepont. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Your Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. A kid's menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Andiani from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we're also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, because when it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. Let the professionals at Coastal Capital Advisors do for you what they've done for our family, which is give you that peace of mind that the plan you have for retirement is the correct one. You know, just because you're putting money away every month doesn't mean that you're maximizing what you can do. Do you know exactly when you want to retire? Do you know exactly how much you're expected to have, how much you're going to need in retirement? They can answer all of those questions. Go to coastalcapitaladv.com to schedule an appointment. Phil Fontenot and his staff be happy to sit down with you, answer all your questions, and get you to feeling good about the plans that you have post-working. CoastalCapitalADV.com, member FINRA SIPC. All right, full slate in college basketball tomorrow. A couple of ranked matchups in the league. Florida at Vanderbilt's the most interesting one to me, Jimmy. Vanderbilt suffered their first loss of the season during the midweek at Texas. Florida, the defending national champions, has played about as tough a schedule in the non-conference as you can get. And Vandy is, I'm seeing 3.5 here at
3.5. Yep.
Yep.
3.5, 160.5, and at Bally's in the Queen downtown. And so they, I like Florida, man. They're really playing well right now. And I just think that Vandy was just a little perched up. But again, on neutral, this tells you that Florida may be a point and a half favorite on a neutral, or really, really close. So at home with the whole benches and the behind the base, behind the goals, just kind of throws. It's always been a funky place to play, and an awkward place for opponents to play against much lighter Vandy teams. This Vandy team is really good, but I don't think they're Florida. So I think this might be we got like 4 or 5 teams tied for 3-1. These are 2 of them that play tomorrow. That'll be a 1:00 tip in Nashville.
Another one is Arkansas. They are 3-1. They go to Georgia. Georgia, one of the bigger surprises that they're ranked. In my opinion, they were off of the rankings radar preseason, but they have come out of the gate 14-3. They're 2-2 in the league, and they are a small favorite against John Calipari and the Hogs tomorrow at Stegman, 1.5.
Yeah, Coach White, former Blue Jay, Jesuit, was at Florida and kind of sensed the seat getting a little warm, so he secured another SEC job, and he's done a really good job with it. Charlie, and style of play. This really wasn't one of his things at Florida or even Louisiana Tech. They're the highest scoring team in college basketball.
Wow.
Number 1 out of 365. They're 1.5-point favorites at home against Arkansas tomorrow. Arkansas got bruised up pretty good in their last one. Should be another one. Georgia lost a tough one. Ole Miss really played better. They look like they have turned the corner. No line yet on their game at Starkville tomorrow in the Battle of Mississippi. But I would have to take the home team here to bounce back against Arkansas.
SMU is at home against number 16 Virginia, the Who's out of the gate 4-1 in the ACC. SMU, who we saw against LSU, the rest of their resume doesn't really look like that loss to LSU. They are still a net 32. We saw them against North Carolina, was it 2 Saturdays ago, blow open a close game in the second half and run away from the Tar Heels. Virginia, a road favorite here by 1.5.
Virginia's really good. First-year coach in Charlottesville. They are an excellent three-point shooting team. They score, but much more than what we've seen recently, out of their teams. But they also still maintain pretty good defense. SMU flat out lucky to get out of there. But I mean, a half-court shot to win by 1 against Virginia Tech. Buzz Williams, not Buzz Williams. He's in Maryland right now. But 70, kind of maybe looking ahead a little bit for SMU here. They just came off of the Saturday game in Cameron Indoor against Duke. And then they have Virginia coming to Dallas tomorrow. So maybe, but they were flat out lucky. A true half-court shot at the buzzer to steal that one against Virginia Tech. I like Virginia on the road here, Charlie. They're much better. They went to Louisville against a packed house this week and won so handily. I mean, really, really did. Like I said, excellent shooting team. A lot of European players on this Virginia roster.
I think maybe the best game on the card tomorrow is Texas Tech and BYU. If you haven't seen DeBancha for BYU, you're looking at a guy who's good chance he's going to be the number 1 and 2 pick in the draft next year, and BYU is 16-1. This is net 8 against net 19. Texas Tech is a 2.5-point choice at home to BYU, who has lost only once all year.
Yeah, Devontae is, and he plays so hard for a guy that's going to be a top 5 pick no matter what, and he plays hard. 56% shooter from the field, so he takes quality shots. He attacks the rim. 32% as a three-point shooter. Not one of his strengths at this stage, but for a true freshman, that's just fine. He'll be fine there. And so Texas Tech's another one, Charlie, played a really tough schedule this year. And, got 4 losses this year. But, even their last, excuse me, they won 6 of 7. And the one loss is lost by 4 at Houston. That's more than respectable. Beat a tough Colorado team coached by Tad Boyle on the road by 2 offseason, win easily against Utah. So they may be looking to get into gear. And keep in mind, they came from behind and won at Duke earlier this year. Yeah. So they won. We know about Texas Tech's run last year. Heartbreak loss. They lost that lead to Florida, the eventual national champion in Elite 8. They're well coached. I mean, here's another culture where some coaches are scared. This guy is not scared to coach his team, his roster. And you know what? If you don't respond to it, they'll replace you because they got a budget. It's not just football, not just softball. They've got a budget. But how about BYU becoming a player now? A little bit of a player in the NIL scope. So Satake, some outside interest there. So the people in Salt Lake City are a little bit, I don't know, they're kind of at a crossroads right now. They don't like each other, but they may mimic BYU a little bit more and try and drive their private ownership.
They've always, in recent years, they've been a tough out. When Pope was there, they were a nice team. They've never had a player like this at BYU. I think the last guy they had drafted this time might have been, nobody in the top 5. You got to go back to almost probably Danny Ainge before that I can remember at BYU. They last lost, their only loss of the season was 2 months ago to UConn at the Boston Garden, and that was by 2.
Right.
This is a good team, but they've got a superstar. They've always had a solid group, or in recent years they've had a solid group. They've got a superstar to go with it now.
Well, the young coach comes from the NBA, and they kind of space and pace, and they were, I thought, the best in college basketball in their ball movement. That's not what they do. Devontae, they're ISOing him a lot more, and if you're gonna break your style of play, adjust it. He's the guy to do it. So it's they are not that typical BYU team. Even when Pope was there, I mean they're very stylistically from Pope to the current coach was similar, but they played a heck of a schedule as well. So it's gonna be a good one. Lubbock's tough place to play, brutally tough place to play. But man, Devontae is He's got a couple of highlights every game, too. I mean, he does something that just I like watching the fans' reaction. I mean, their jaws drop. I mean, he is fun to watch.
Yes,
and like I said, you would never know there's type of any element of entitlement. Watch him. He plays hard.
Real quick, we don't have a line yet on LSU and Missouri. Tigers trying to bounce back from that
to be close
gut punch on Wednesday
and I expect
night.
it to be a real I don't understand Missouri's metrics. I think they're low. I think LSU's is higher. I mean, you're telling me that Missouri's winning some quality games, including against Florida.
Yeah, they're 3-4 against Division I, against Quad 1 and Quad 2, but the last 4 games, they beat Florida, they won at Rupp. They lost to Ole Miss at Oxford, but it wasn't a bad loss. They lost by 7, and they came back and beat Auburn by double figures at home. If I were laying this line, I would say Missouri.
LSU could be a slight favorite in this one.
That's what I think is going to happen. If I were doing this, I would say Missouri is a 2 to 3 point.
And for about 25 minutes, we saw LSU's A game. On Wednesday.
Yeah.
Don't forget over here today at Ruffino's on Monday we will be across the street. Charlie's got a cot in the back, and so he's just going to spend the weekend out here on Highland Road and just play human Frogger running across Highland Road.
Right.
Well, we embellish a little bit, but we love our folks over there at the Lawn Deckers. Treat us really good. That's going to be Monday's edition, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Live at lunch, live across the street from where we are today at Ruffino's over at Chris's Specialty Foods. This Sunday, Football Sunday, 2 more shows. This Sunday and next Sunday. So divisional round and conference championship Sunday. This Sunday, we're at the brand new Bally's. Man, you looking for a place to watch the NFL games? That is a theater-size screen, theater-quality audio. It's nice, and the place is really nice, man. The dining depot got a fresh calzone over there and some meatballs and stuff like that to snack on when we were over there watching the Ole Miss Miami game. So, hey, you looking for a place to watch the game? Come on by and see us over at Sunday's show, 10 a.m. to noon. Football Sunday, myself, Charlie, Rohan Davey, Mike Delicano, Max, the whole gang, and a bunch of contributing handicappers.
How could I forget the last lottery pick out of BYU 15 years ago?
Jimmer
Fredette. Didn't work out in the pros, but it was a college player.
No, but he was college National Player of the Year.
Yeah. Number 10 pick 15
He
years
did go
ago.
that high. Okay.
Yeah. Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better.
Curtis is absent today. Curtis is absent today.
You ready?
Mr. Curtis.
Just let anybody sit over there.
Right. You have to have clearance. But yes, it is open.
Romo.
Barry. Oh, did you do promo?
Promo.
Cross street. Yeah. Say when.
It's rolling.
Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road across from Ruffino's. We'll review the weekend in college basketball and the NFL playoffs. Get you ready for the national championship game. Live at Lunch from Chris's Specialty Food, 11 a.m. Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
The Pierreport Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierreport. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, a chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Odd and Annie from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Lane Kiffin has added another commitment out of the transfer portal. Safety Fahim Delane from Ohio State. Of course, his brother was a first-team All-American at LSU this year. Delane has 3 years of eligibility left. 6'2", 210-pound safety. That's nice size, man. Top 75 recruit in the 25 class. Went to Ohio State. Has transferred here. I just don't know how Lane Kiffin is going to be able to keep his golf handicap at a reasonable number if he keeps recruiting like this. Just saying. It's 35 for those of you scoring
Is
at
that
home.
a shot at BK? Because that was because the golf stuff is way exaggerated.
I know,
Come on, man.
Just a little joke there. So 3 commitments since
30.
we started doing the show. Tompkins, Harper, and Delane. Hunt will have more for that on that for you coming up next. Thanks to the folks here at Ruffino's, our Friday home for many, many years. We love it here at Ruffino's. On Monday, we will be right across the street at Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road. For Jimmy Ott, for Jordan, back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. This has been Live at Lunch on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Workbox can handle all of your.
All right, y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you, George.